Alright, in this video we are going to open up pix4d. Just double click on the icon and that should bring up this type of screen here in pix4d Mapper Discovery. This is the free version, and so we can do almost everything you can do in the full version except export some of the data. But definitely for going through the steps of how to do what we do to process the imagery collected by our UAVs, this is exactly what we do. And so what we're going to do, if we're working with our imagery that we've collected from the RC airfield out in KL, we're going to create a new project. So we're just going to click on here, and you can browse to, on your computer, the place that makes sense. I'm going to do it on my D directory under imagery, but again, wherever you are working. And we'll just choose the imagery folder, and I will call this RC Airfield Ryan. Alright, so I've got the name of my new project. It's going to be within the D imagery folder. It's a new project. It's aerial nadir, so we do want to generate a point cloud. We do want to generate a digital surface model. We do want to generate an ortho mosaic. So these are the things that we want to generate. Because we are going to have georeferencing information, ground control point information that we can incorporate into the project. If we were only going to generate point cloud data, we would choose this second, but we're just going to go with the defaults right here. Okay, we're going to say next, and now we need to add images. So we're going to add the images which were collected using, in our case, using the swinglet cam. So we're going to add the images. So now we need to tell it where to go. So it's looking in my imagery folder. I happen to have the images already in this one, RC Airfield. This is where they were collected. They're in this IMG folder. So here's all the raw imagery that we're going to process to turn it into an orthomosaic and three-dimensional model in pix4d. So we're just going to select all of these images. And we're going to bring them in. Perfect. And then we're going to just say next. So they have some bit of geolocation information from the GPS on the aircraft as it was moving along and going through its mission. But the accuracy of this isn't high enough for us to do sort of change detection work over time. But for a first run, we're going to accept this information, and then later on we're going to actually add in our ground control point information. But it was able to geolocate 227 out of 227 images. So that's fantastic. So we're going to say next. We're going to say finish. And it's going to be thinking. And so because they were geolocated, it brought that information in. These red dots are the places where we've got points. And as you can see here, we've got local processing. We've got these different guys clicked on. So we are going to just do the initial processing. I unclicked point cloud densification because we're going to start the initial processing. That will generate a sparse point cloud, which we can then incorporate the ground control point information in. And then we can move on from there and ultimately try to create our finished model. So I'm going to start this guy right here. And in the next video, after this is done running through, we'll start to bring in the ground control point information.